Hello, and welcome to an all-new episode of Lamb School Noticings for the week of October 12, 2015. I'm Leslie Morehouse, Social Media Coordinator at the Bryan Lamb School of Communication, and this week's host for Lamb School Noticings. We're wrapping up a busy couple of weeks here at the Lamb School, weeks that included the arrival of our External Advisory Board and our school's namesake, C-SPAN founder Brian Lamb. On Friday, October 2nd, our advisory board met to share their input on the goals and programs of the Lamb School. Our advisory board is an impressive mix of Purdue and Lamb School alumni, and this year we welcomed 4 new members. Kendra Bracken-Ferguson, co-founder and chief operating officer of Digital Brand Architects; Brad Dancer, Executive Vice President of Programming and Research at the National Geographic Channel; Josh Miles, entrepreneur and principal of Miles Herndon; and Emily Nico, Executive Vice President at Blonder Tongue Laboratories. Thank you all, new and returning members, for being on our board this year. Your ideas and expertise are vital to the success of the Lamb School. Brian Lamb returned to campus this week to participate in a pair of events that fortified his legacy as one of the most prolific figures in television news and public affairs. First, Mr. Lamb led a masterclass organized by the Purdue Institute for Civic Communication that focused on American politics, specifically the influence of social media on the upcoming presidential election. He encouraged audience members to share their views on how our cell phones have impacted our democracy, and even played clips recorded from C-SPAN from his own phone to demonstrate how powerful social media has become. Later that evening, Brian Lamb moderated a discussion titled "The Future of Democracy" between Purdue President Mitch Daniels and former Democratic Congressman Lee Hamilton. Daniels and Hamilton discussed the challenges of our democracy and focused on Americans' general attitude toward the government and our motivation to vote. Though the two gentlemen may seem to be on opposite ends of the political spectrum, they agreed on several points, including the fragile state of our democracy, the need for more compromise in Congress, and that C-SPAN is the premier destination for completely neutral political coverage. We couldn't agree more. Next up, Glenn Sparks, a professor in the Lamb School, recently co-authored the research article "Opportunistic Biases: Their Origins, Their Effects, and an Integrated Solution." The article was published by the American Psychologist just last month and breaks down the procedures that can lead to opportunistic biases and the effect that these biases may have. Now, if that wasn't interesting enough, Professor Sparks co-authored the article with his family, including wife Sherry Sparks, a Purdue alumna and employee of Indiana First Steps, daughter Erin Sparks, a continuing lecturer of psychology at Purdue, and daughter Jordan Sparks, an assistant professor of psychology at the University of Indianapolis. Family friend Jamie DeCoster is also a co-author of the article. Jamie earned his master's and PhD from Purdue and now works at the University of Virginia. It's incredibly rare that a family co-authors a research article, and the Sparks are one of only 5 other families to ever have done so. Although the co-authors' disciplines vary from communication to psychology to statistics, their article applies to all of their fields. Fun fact, the research lasted over 5 years, during which 3 babies and a litter of kittens were born. Congratulations, Sparks family, on your successful collaboration. Finally this week, we wanted to highlight an excellent student organization headed by one of the Lamb School's best and brightest. Spencer Huffmeyer is a senior in the Lamb School, majoring in public relations and strategic communication. He is also a member of the Purdue Student Concert Committee, a 16-member group who manage the publicity and promotion of the concerts and events through Purdue Convocations. With the Purdue SCC, student members experience the equivalent of an internship in the entertainment industry. Trevor Peters sat down to talk with Spencer about why he loves being a part of the Purdue SCC. Take a look.
My role in the concert committee this year is the production manager. Me and another student in my class for the concert committee are the production managers. We are in charge of organizing the shows with the Convocations production manager. We work with her and coordinate responsibilities for the rest of the committee, and we delegate jobs the day of show. So we're in charge of like picking up the artists from the airport, running to get their catering, setting up pipe and drape, hanging out on stage for load in and load out if they need help, setting up merch at front of house or like out at the ticket sales, and promoting the shows is also one of the SCC's biggest responsibilities. We're always getting offers for shows as like what we want to plan for the future. I know we're trying to diversify our genres of shows that we bring. So we brought a country show, of course, Hunter Hayes. We brought a prop show, Natalie the Rose, Huddy Allen, and we found out that comedy does really well with Nick Offerman last semester. Well, after I graduated in May, I plan to work for Hall of Music Productions. So the past 3 years, I've been working for them, doing sound and lighting and being a stagehand and stuff. And so hopefully there'll be a position for me, a full-time position with the Hall of Music. And so I'm going to use that to just gain more experience, more knowledge. You know, there's every day is a school day. So I feel like I need more knowledge base to go pursue a career in this industry. But the concert committee has definitely helped me with that because I've learned both sides of it. So you learn the planning side about what it actually takes to bring somebody, throw a concert, and then I've learned the behind the scenes stuff too, where the nitty gritty, you know, what knowledge you have to attain to actually put on a show, to the production side of it. So I feel like the more you know, the better prepared you are for what's going to come, and then as well as like the connections that I've made, just meeting production managers and tour managers from artists that have come, and working with the Hall. Their connections are pretty big, and then just even locally, like there's a production company in Indianapolis that I worked for over the summer, and those were made tons of connections there. So I just want to gain more knowledge, and hopefully I'll take my entrepreneurial spirit somewhere and be able to do something big with that. So.
Well, that wraps up another episode of Lamb School Noticings. Be sure to check back in 2 weeks for our next all-new episode. And make sure to send your updates to Dr. Matson at mmatson@purdue.edu. And stay in touch via social media. I'm Leslie Morehouse. Thanks for watching. See you next time.